Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Nigel here. Yes, me again. And after yesterday's video where I talked about the group build in memory of Wendy that's coming, and there's going to be a live stream with Luke coming up sometime after the 20th of May. Today is the 14th of May 2024. And yeah, I basically asked the question in that video, can you please tell me why you think I'm losing subscribers? Now, the number that I'm losing is very small, but it's very unusual. It generally goes up by a few a day. You know, you get a brand new review of a brand new kit that everybody wants to get, and I might be the first to get one. You sort of see a bit of a spike. But generally, you see a sort of steady increase every day. You get the same sort of increase in sub people. I mean, sub numbers aren't the be-all and end-all. You might see people with 1.5 million subs and they do a video and it only gets 3,000 views. You know, to have a really inclusive audience or included audience that want to watch you, you know, if you've got 1.5 million subs, you'd expect to be getting sort of 1.2 million views, wouldn't you? So there's also lots of fake, and people can buy subscribers and all that stuff, which I would never enter into. But yeah, I always, you know, whenever I approach companies about perhaps working together, I say to them, you know, I've got this many subs and this many hits. I've got over 8 million hits, which is great. You know, I'm really pleased with that. So anyway, massive thank you to all. 253 replies and many emails as well. I was kind of a bit put off by the emails, to be honest, because everyone was fairly long and it takes forever to read them all. So I've read them all. Some of them I haven't even replied, I'm sorry, but it's just so much of my day to read the emails and everything. It's so much easier to just whip through the comments, and some comments were very long as well, but I've basically got the gist of them. So I thought I'd come back to you and sort of, there's Jess going off in the background. I thought I'd come back to you and basically go through with you what your general opinion is. I mean, I've read every comment and I've read every email, so thank you very much. I may turn that video into no comments now so that there aren't any more, because it's very difficult to keep up. And also, what I would respectfully ask, if you have made a comment, I think Jess is going to bark any minute. If you've made a comment and I mention something here and you think I've been offended by it, and you know, you need to leave a comment to clear yourself and say I didn't mean it that way, blah blah blah, please don't, because I'm not offended by anything. There have been some very straight comments. Nobody has been rude. There's been not one single rude comment. Every single, as you know, all my comments are held for review. Every single comment made, I've let go. I haven't held any back. So I was expecting some, you know, I'm sub because you're an asshole or whatever, you know. It's been very good. So there's only one message that I'll talk about in a minute. I'm not going to mention any names, but there's only one message, one comment that's been made that's pissed me off. Everything else is absolutely fine, and I've taken it on the chin. I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do about it, because all that's doing is telling everybody else out there what they need to do on their channel to get more subs. And I'm not here to get everybody else more subs. I'm here to keep you guys watching me, which every YouTuber is. I will give shout outs to people who I think deserve more subs. But obviously, first and foremost, it's my channel that I want to keep you guys in. I don't want you unsubscribing from me and going watching somebody else. So from the comments and the emails, without doubt, the biggest negative is Partworks, which I think I mentioned that in the video. It's something that had crossed my mind. Unfortunately, what's happened, the Lancaster, well, the Mustang was the first one, and I approached the Agostini about doing that one, because as some of you will know, I have a Mustang. I'm a Mustang fan. I love the things. And the Agostini brought out a 6-scale Mustang GT500, and I thought, I want to build that on my channel. I wonder if they'll be interested in working together. And sure enough, they were. Unfortunately, one of the conditions of the contract, there's no contract, one of the conditions they've told me, I must stick strictly to the instructions. I can't modify anything, I can't change anything. So I would love to be building that my way and sort of rechroming stuff and maybe adding something, and you know, but I can't do that. Now, I remember speaking to Agora up at Telford Scale Model World last year, and they're all for, they're big on, you know, they want to see people take their kits that step further because it shows what can be done with just a bit of paint or something. So that was the first one that came along, and I was kind of expecting that to be it. And because it's kind of one magazine a week, and the parts, as you probably know if you watch Partworks, as the first couple of issues they give you lots and lots of stuff to get you in, and then as they go on you get less and less. And you will notice that the last 5 issues I had on the Mustang make up 2 videos that are about 25 minutes, half an hour long. So I don't really think anybody can complain about that in particular. You know, 25 minutes, half an hour, 2 videos, so that's an hour tops in 5 weeks. So it's an hour out of 5 weeks. It's not taking over the channel. But then came along Lancaster, and I saw it on advertised, and I think somebody said, have you seen this? You know, oh, bloody hell, that looks pretty good. I'll have to start getting that. So I started buying it, and I wanted to see what it was like. So I started buying it and I started doing it, and in the meantime I approached Hachette and I said, would you like to sponsor me a build of this on my channel? I would like to be able to modify it and change things around and da 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 da. It took them a long time to get back to me, but they did eventually get back to me, and I bought up to part 7, and they said, we have to start you from part 1. So I would have been quite happy to start from part 8, but they wanted me to start from part 1. Now, because they've given me this stuff as a sponsorship for the channel, I now have to do it. Now, some of you have complained that you've seen the same video twice and now 3 times, which I'll cover in a minute. But unfortunately, that's the way it's had to go. I'm really sorry, but obviously I bought it. I wanted to show the world what it was like. And then Hachette came along and said, yeah, we'll do it. So I've had to do it again for them. Like I have to do the Mustang for D'Agostini. I have to do it for them. So what I've decided to do is we're way past part 7. So, or pack 7, should I say. I bought the first 7 packs, and then after that, you're only seeing 1 video. And then what I thought I'd do is sort of do the build for them, look at the magazine, go through it and everything. There's a lot of interesting stuff in those magazines. I was expecting them to be a bit, you know, a bit sort of, yeah, all right, we knew that. There's a couple of tiny little errors, nothing much, but there's some pictures in it I've never seen. And as you know, I'm a Lancaster nut. So very interesting to see some of the pictures. It's really good, worth watching, I think, just to see those pictures. So so then what I decided to do is go back over and rebuild the model, and I've called that series Revisited. So we've now got the original first build I did that I bought, then we've got the second build that they gave me up to part 7, that's double. Sorry, shall I say the first build I did I bought up to part 7, and then the second build they gave me, so we've gone back to part 1 and gone over it again, and then we've gone over it all again when I'm doing the Revisited. Now, a lot of you are loving the Revisited videos. A lot of you, perfectly understandably, I understand, you're saying it's a part work, I'm not interested. As far as you're concerned, it's a toy, okay? And that's absolutely fine. But again, it's not taking over the channel. It appears to be taking over the channel lately, because what I've done over, God, how many weeks is it? It's 17 weeks. 17 weeks of parts that I've done in a very short space of time. So that has kind of taken over the channel. And then I've gone over and done it all again, but changing colours and adding detail and stuff. So yes, it has kind of taken over the channel. But as a lot of you said, it is temporary. Because if you look now, you've got pack, is it 15, 16, 17 and 18? Yeah, there's 4 packs per delivery. So 15, 16, 17, 18. and they have covered hardly any time at all. And I've basically whipped through them, show how it goes if you're doing the standard build, and then I will go back and started doing it, and you will get part 11 of the Revisited series, and it will probably cover all of those 4 packs in one video. So as you can see, the channel will no longer be overtaken with Partworks. It's going to be segments here and there in amongst other stuff. The Poker kit, back at Christmas time, I contacted Poker Hornby and said, if you would like me to do a sponsored build of that Lamborghini, I'll happily do it on my channel. And I heard nothing from them, so I thought nothing of it. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, a few weeks ago, I got an email from them, from Marcus over at Poker, and he said, what am I going to get in return if I give you one of these models? I said, you're going to get a video series, and it'll probably be about an hour a week, but I want to be able to paint it and build it my way, sort of thing. I'm not going to modify it, and well, slightly modify it. It's not, I'm not going to change the colour and, you know, motorize it and put radio control and light it up and all that, but just painting things just to make it, because many people build them straight out the box, and they look absolutely great, but it's all just black and silver plastic. Like for instance, the dashboard, it looks like black plastic. I want it to look like, you know, it's black plastic or black leather or whatever, but I want it to take on the sort of a nice finish. You can see mold lines and stuff, not mold lines, you know, the flow of the plastic going through the tool. So I just want to improve it slightly, and just do it my way, which is what I'm doing. And I've been working on it today, doing all the front suspension stuff and that will all be out in a video very, very shortly, probably on Saturday. So I'm not going to inundate the channel with Partworks, with Mustangs and with Lancasters. Well, I'm going to inundate the channel with Lancasters. More on that later. But basically, Partworks seems to be one of your biggest bugbears. And to be fair, if I think about it and look back at my contact, there has been a hell of a lot of Partworks stuff in there. But you will notice, like with the Mustang, as I say, I think it was last week I did 5 packs in 2 videos of about half an hour long. You won't see anything else now for another 4 or 5 weeks. So I don't think you can say you're inundated with Partworks with the Mustang, because it's only an hour every 4 or 5 weeks. It's probably going to get a bit more on 1 or 2 stages, but generally they tend to, you know, I'm watching Scott over at Building with the Boys. He's doing the Hachette Titanic, you know, and you get a pack and it's like a plate and 2 screws. Great. I'm going to make a video out of that, you know. So what some people do is do like 4 packs at a time, which is what I'm doing. So don't worry, the channel is not becoming a Partwork channel. The only reason it's come all at once is because A, the Mustang came out and I'm like, wow, I want it, and they agreed to it, so I did it. Lancaster came out, as you know, I'm a Lancaster nut. Started building it a bit, and I thought, hey, this is really nice, so I'm doing that one. Then I'm changing things around and making it all nicer, so I'm redoing it again, so the Lancaster Revisited. So that's why you're seeing all that. The Poker is not a Partwork. The Poker is a scale model that sits on a shelf. It doesn't have any moving features or anything. It has moving features, but it's not motorized or lit or anything like the Partwork kits are. So, you know, it's not a toy. It's actually quite a nice model. It's, I would say, almost as nice as some Tamiya stuff. I mean, I've got that big Tamiya Porsche, the 12 scale Porsche Carrera GT, or a Porsche GT is it called, and that can be a little bit toy-like in areas. I haven't built it, but and I probably won't build it because it sounds like you guys don't want to see cars. But you see, this is the predicament I'm in as a YouTuber. I had a comment 2 or 3 weeks ago, for God's sake, man, will you please get off the World War II aircraft stuff and do something different? So I'm thinking he's going to be happy because I'm doing this car. So he's happy, but a load of you aren't. And this is what a lot of you have said. You can't please all the people all the time. And I'm fully aware of that. And I know I can't do it. What I've got to do is make videos, build models that I like doing, but also that you want to see. The nice thing about it, some of you, the ones that have commented about the Partworks and stuff, 99% of you have said, you know, you're going to wait for the plastic to return. And you're right to do so, because it will, because you like watching me work with plastic, give beginners tips, rework stuff and all that. There were some comments on the negative side to say that I'm too anal and I get too fussy and I do this, that and the other. But by far, the comments that say, I love the way you do this and watching you do that, far outweigh those people. It's the same as people say, my videos are too long, I don't have the time to watch them. You are far outweighed by people saying, please don't change a thing, I love the depth and detail you go into. Now, some people like to sit down and watch a Plasmo, you know, where he's got a sort of month-long build and he does an absolutely beautiful job, but he does a review, a build, paint, weathering, sometimes even a diorama, all of it in like 30 minutes, you know. And that's great if you want to see a model come together. But could you imagine if I did this VOMAG in a 30 or even a 1 hour video, you'd learn absolutely nothing. I've tried to actually, anybody that wants to get that kit, and lots of you do, I've tried to give you a kind of a video instruction on how to put it together, you know, and then you can watch Jeff as well. You know, Jeff Donahue has approached a lot of things totally different to me. We both end up with the same result, but we've approached it differently, and neither of us have followed the instructions. So there you go. Some of you have said I've got too many projects on the go. I think you're right, and I think that's where my mojo has gone. I've actually driven myself into a bloody corner. And I think the reason for that is my projects all tend to be quite large. If you look at what I'm doing now, you know, the VOMAG is 75 quid. That's not massive these days in plastic model world. But, you know, the Border Lancaster's 600. We got the A20, which is 200 odd. And then you got the Scharnhorst, which is 300, I think, is it? And everything is big. Everything is big, loads of extras, you know, hours and hours and hours of work. And you guys have said that's not necessarily what you want to see. And I think you're probably right. What you're asking for is some smaller projects, because when I look back at 2023, I started and finished 9 kits. 4 of them were Airfix, and only 2 of them were over £50. That was the 1/24th scale Spitfire and the 1/35th scale ICM Tarhe. Now the Takom Apache would have been finished had it not been for the awful decals, and I really must get back on that. I may even just throw it away and start again, because I cannot get the old decals off. So unless I just dip the whole thing in alcohol and then put a cover over the canopy or something, I don't know, but there's going to be there's more than one. I suppose I shouldn't throw it away because it is a beautiful, beautiful model, but those decals, oh dear, 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 they've ruined it, and I cannot get them off. So yeah, so you'll be pleased to know I've decided, I know what I'm doing for the Wendy Memorial Group build. I know what kit I'm doing, and it is a smaller kit. I think it's about 50 quid. I am adding a few little extras, but nothing over the top. And hopefully I'll get time to do 2 kits in that memorial, and I am going to video it. And I know that a lot of you will like it. And it's something that I understand what you're saying. You want to see me build something that you can realistically go out and buy and not have your wife nagging you or your partner nagging you that you've spent too much money. There's no way you're not spending £600 on a Border Lancaster, but they're quite happy for you to go on Amazon and spend £45 on Airfix, whatever. So I think that's where you're coming from, and that's something I think I need to address. I'm doing too many big projects. I'm killing myself with the big projects, and I'm not giving you the content you want to see. So that's something I need to concentrate on. Someone else said there's too many Lancasters on the channel. Sorry, you can't have too many Lancasters on the channel. Case closed. A lot of you have asked for the Border Models Lancaster to come back at the same time as somebody is asking me to do this Lancaster stuff. So there we are. Someone else, this is great, because I asked why you thought I was losing subs, and you've kind of used this as the way of getting it off your chest and telling me what you think of the channel and what I need to change. Obviously everybody's have a different opinion, but I'm sort of just going through what people have said. Reviews. Too long, too fussy. I'm not changing the way I do my reviews. I actually like lengthy, thorough reviews. I watched Jeff Donahue's review of the Vomag. I saw that kit on some channel. I can't remember what the channel was. I thought, I'm going to get that and I want to pose it alongside a 32nd scale Lancaster. That'd be brilliant. Because unfortunately, that is what took most of the Lancasters out of the sky, isn't it? Or the 88mm flat gun, not necessarily the Vomag. So yeah, I want to I wanted to build that, and I saw Jeff Donahue do a review. He did a full review, just like I do. Looked at all the instructions, looked at all the sprues, looked at all the detail. Bang! Before his video's even finished, I'm on hand and I've bought it. I do reviews that are long and fussy because if I didn't, I would just be the same as everyone else. If you want to see a quick review, go and find somebody who does quick reviews. It's the same as, if I don't want to watch BBC News, I go and watch some other news. Nobody says I have to watch BBC News. You might love watching my builds, you might hate the way I do reviews. It doesn't mean you have to unsubscribe or leave bad comments or whatever. Just don't watch it. Or just press the forward arrow on the computer and it just bumps you forward 5 seconds. But I like to do my reviews thoroughly. I like to, if the box is a load of crap, I'm going to tell you the box is a load of crap. And then you know that if you get it from Jadlam and they stick it in a plastic bag, it's probably going to arrive damaged. Whereas I will always praise Trumpeter for their amazing packaging. And if it's too long, it's because there's a lot in the kit. If I did a quick review of that Pocker Lamborghini, there's a sprue. We've got 27 sprues. We've got a bag of screws, and there we are. That's it. It's great, isn't it? What use is that to you? If you're thinking about getting it, you want to see what you're getting for 800 quid, then, it's like with the Border Model Lancaster. Absolutely amazing. Fantastic kit. Beautiful moulding, beautiful plastic. There are issues. The tooling wasn't finished, in my opinion. The instructions are awful. So it might make you think, and then I tell you what I do. I don't just say these instructions are awful. I then take the time to go back and say, I'm doing a video about the instructions to help you out. And I've done the Stuka and I've done the Lancaster, and I've made videos dedicated to the instructions so you can go through, make notes in yours. Somebody once said a comment, what I can't stand about your channel is the way you moan about stuff, but you never do anything to correct it. And I'm like, what? What? And I'm sure some of you are going to be thinking the same. Bloody hell, man. What? So, so yeah, and as far as being fussy, would you rather I just sat there and said, oh, look at this beautiful kit, the fantastic moulding. Look, it's really, really nice. And it's perfectly to scale. And all the bolt heads are beautiful. And blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. Or would you rather I said, like I did with the Das Werk Vomag, I'm looking at these sprues and I want to compare it to the Border Model. I want to see which is the best of the 18mm gun. And I noticed that one's slightly bigger than the other. So one is incorrect scale-wise. If that's being too fussy, all I'm doing is telling you, okay? I'm not saying don't buy this one or don't buy that one. I'm just saying that's the case. Would you like me to review some of those awful 1950s Revell reissues where they've got a beautiful picture on the front of the box and it's all new and everything, and then when you open it, it's absolutely plastered in flash. It's not to scale. The vinyl tires are disgusting. The windows are like bloody, just like mud. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, like people have said, you can't please all the people all the time. If you think my reviews are too long, too fussy, don't watch them. This is the one that really pissed me off. The person that wrote it hasn't pissed me off, but what they actually said, I am not in the slightest bit annoyed with the person that wrote it. So I'm not going to mention your name, but you know who you are. But you'll know who you are in a minute. You have not pissed me off whatsoever. But what you've told me, the fact that somebody else has said, that's pissed me off. This person, I'm assuming he's been in a chat or in a private live stream or something, and somebody out there or a bunch of people or whatever have said that I'm only pissed off that Wendy passed away because I won't get any more free gifts. If those people that said that, this person didn't tell me who you are. I don't really want to know who you are. I don't care. But if you think I'm that shallow to think like that, okay, then I'm glad you've unsubscribed. Please don't come back. And if I do find out who you are, I'm going to block you because I cannot believe after all the effort I went into to find out the whereabouts of Wendy, to see how she was, and to come out and do a video and tell the community this is what's going on. Yeah. If you think that all I care about is the fact that I'm no longer going to get my donations and my freebies from Wendy, I'm sorry, but you're much mistaken. I'm not going to say what I really think, but if you have unsubscribed because of that, please stay unsubscribed. Please don't come back. I'm not interested in you, to be honest. The one that did surprise me, me not finishing stuff, it didn't seem to bother too many people. A couple of people said, yeah, it does get on my nerves, but it didn't seem to feature a bit. It was nothing like as big as, the Parkworks thing. So that really surprised me. But I do need to get on and finish that bloody Lancaster. I need to get that A20 back on the bench as well. What's happened with the A20, I'm doing the Eduard photo etch in the wheelbase, and it is painful. Okay? And the problem was, when I made the last video, if you remember, I said at the end, what I'm going to do is get all this photo etch done, then come back and show you what it looks like. So I'm sat here for hours working. I've done lots of it. And I'm sat here for hours working away, cussing and swearing, and I'm not making any content. And I suppose what I need to do is just get on and get that done, because I've got plenty of content in the background that I can put out. But the trouble is, most of it is the Lancaster Revisited, which is a Parkwork and you don't want to see. But if you're not interested in Parkworks, go and look at the Lancaster Revisited, because what I'm trying to do there is show you that just with a little bit of photo etch and a little bit of paint, you can improve that already brilliant model tenfold. Okay, it looks, wait till you see part 10, it looks amazing. It's really, really nice. So yeah, but the not finishing thing, I do need to get that Lancaster finished. I have the bits I need now to get it done. The guy that's made the bits is very, very keen for me to get on and do it. It's been too warm of late. Hopefully it's going to cool down a little bit now, and I will get, all I have to do is do it really late one night or something when it's cooler. But yeah, it doesn't seem to bother too many people, but we will see. A couple of people said I get too personal, I should just get on and do modelling. I tell you about Jess and all that. Well, I kind of feel like this community is almost like a family, and I don't really have any family. I've got my mum and that's it. And I want, I want to tell you what things are going. I mean, if the people that said that, go back and look at the comments in my videos, and you will see so many comments. How's Jess? Even when you look under the video that I made yesterday, so many comments start off with, glad to hear Jess is okay. Under this one, because she was barking at the beginning of this video, there will be countless comments saying, lovely to hear Jess growling. If Jess is down there chewing a plastic bottle, I hear Jess is, everybody loves Jess. Everybody's interested in how Jess is doing. So if you're not interested, then I'm sorry, but I'm going to tell you. So there we go. You're obviously loving the VOMAG. A lot of you have, or a few of you have commented about, you love the way I've done it. One of you commented they'd rather watch Jeff because it's a lot less angry, and that's fine. If I'm honest, come on guys, some of the angry is all for entertainment. You've all watched wrestling, haven't you? Some of it is for entertainment. I would say the one bit that wasn't for entertainment was when I threw it across the bench. But, I try to give an honest, professional approach. Like when I went through the instructions and I said, I think this is what's wrong. The person knows the kit too well. They should get somebody who doesn't know the kit to do the instructions. But you'll also, like, oh, come on, in part 16, they've made the jacks the same length and the front jack should be shorter, sort of thing. It's daft little errors like that just, surely they built test shots. Surely somebody said something, So yeah, it's just very, very frustrating that in 2024, with all the technology we've got with CAD and CAD CAM and CAD modeling and all that, you know, we're having these errors. It's really, really annoying. It's really annoying. It's like those Airfix B24 wheel centers being off center. I find that really annoying. You know, it shouldn't be happening in 2024, should it? It shouldn't be happening. And you know, it's where I take my hat off to Neil over at Hong Kong Models. You know, I said to him on the A20, are you aware that the instrument panel is too far forward? Many people are saying it's 6mm too far forward. I believe it's about 3mm. He's corrected it for the A20J. So, you know, that's the sort of thing. When people said the cockpit floor on the Hong Kong Models Lancaster was too high, he corrected it. Now, he's not going to go and correct clear parts and the engine intakes and all that, because that's thousands and thousands of dollars on tooling. But he's reacting to stuff that he can react to. He changed the tailplanes because they were wrong. You know, he's trying to perfect the product. I've asked him to make a couple of changes between the G and the J, and he's done them. So, you know, some manufacturers will listen and make the changes, some won't, and some manufacturers are bringing out kits that really shouldn't be there. And that takes me back what I meant to mention with the reviews. If you look at my build of that, someone commented, they didn't tell me who it was, and I don't really want to know, but apparently somebody did a review of that kit, and they said, absolutely beautiful, and quite clearly suitable for all levels. So it probably says on here, age 14 and up. I can't see it on here. I've got the box here. I can't see it on the side of the box, but it probably says here age 14 and up. Can you imagine a 15-year-old kid who's done, you know, 3 quick builds and 5 starter sets picking that up? No. So, you know, again, you're telling me my reviews are too long and too fussy. I tell you the truth, okay, as I see it at the time. The biggest problem with reviews, I could look at a Wingnut Wings kit and say this is just the most beautiful thing ever in the world, and it's an absolute pig to put together. You can't tell that until you build it. So that's what you have to bear in mind with reviews. Reviews are all about the box, what you've got in the box, what the instructions are like, how accurate it is, you know, how nice the plastic is, how good the clear parts are, how good the protection is. You know, if it's all just chucked in one bag and it comes all scratched up, I'm going to tell you it's all chucked in one bag and it's come all scratched up, you know. So there we go. And then finally, yes, I am actually going to be gone in a minute. It's over half an hour now. The Wingnut Wings Wednesday, nobody actually said they love the Wingnut Wings Wednesday in the comments below the last video, but a couple of people did say sort of, yeah, all right, take it or leave it, really. So I'm going to continue doing it. It's getting good views, but if the viewer level starts to drop off, then I'll stop doing it, because there's no point. It's like I see people doing live streams and there'll be 4 guys sat there and they're all working together and they got 2 people watching. What's the point? I mean, yeah, all right, it's almost like a private hangout, and you know, it doesn't really matter, but you may as well have a private hangout if you've only got 2 people watching, in my opinion. So so there we go. But yeah, the Wingnut Wings thing, I am working on the Fokker 4. There will be a video tomorrow. I'm currently looking at doing all the silver and aluminium on the front and everything, and we finally got the fuselage sorted as well, which took a lot of time. But I'm not sure how long the video is going to be, how much there'll be in it, but I've had to order something from Amazon which is coming tomorrow, Wednesday, so I can't make that video until tomorrow. So and also I've got another big kit to review for you. Yes, a kit to review, and I'm going to review it, and I'm going to be too fussy. I'm going to be fussy, not too fussy. Yeah, but that appears to be kind of lost. It should have been here today and it hasn't appeared. Parcel Force have said it's late, and I've looked on the tracking and there's no record of it. So hopefully it hasn't been pinched. So we shall see. This is one of the problems. I don't know if Border Model have done it. They did it with the Lancaster. They put the Lancaster in a lovely out protective sleeve, and then all over the box is plastered 1/32 scale Border Model Lancaster. Now anybody who's a bit of a thief, who's working in the Parcel Force or whatever, in the depot, sees that and thinks, I know, they know they can sell it for 400 quid quite easily, it may fall off the back of a van somewhere, who knows. I'm not, you know, accusing anyone, but stuff does go missing, doesn't it? So I've had a couple of parcels go missing, so no, they never turned up. So and one of them was 120 odd quid's worth. So yeah. So anyway, that's that. So again, thank you all for commenting. I'm going to turn all the comments off on that video now, so that nobody gets too sensitive and goes back and looks and, oh, who said this and who said that. Feel free to comment below this video. But as I say, I've just picked up on a few things. As I say, 253 comments and probably 17 or 18 emails. There have been a lot of points raised, and I haven't covered all of them. But what I've done is covered what most of you have mentioned. And I love the way you have all been so open and honest. It was like, come on guys, give me a bollocking. And it's been great. And I've thoroughly, really enjoyed the feedback. And it's sometimes good to have some critique and to, you know, so someone's telling you what you're doing wrong. But yeah, but don't worry about the part works. I'm not going to be doing any more. But all the Lancaster stuff has been overkill because I've basically done it 3 times. And as I say, I've compressed 17 weeks of builds into probably 6 weeks, 6-8 weeks. So, you know, so there has been a lot of it. But going forward now, it's going to be like it was this month with parts 15, 16, 17, 18, 2 half-hour videos for 4 packs. And then next it's going to be, we're starting on the engines, and they look quite simple as well. So we'll take it from there anyway. But I'm not going to stop doing it. I'm not going to stop doing the Hachette Lancaster, and I'm not going to stop doing the revisited videos. That is going to build up into a lovely, lovely model with a little bit of fettling and stuff, and a little bit of paint here and there. And it's going to be lovely. The only trouble is it doesn't have a crew and it's on a flying display mode, so I may have to do a pilot or something. We shall see. But anyway, enough of that later. And I'm not going to stop doing the Mustang, and I'm not going to stop doing the Poker Lamborghini. I really enjoy this Poker Lamborghini. It's lovely. So, but again, you'll see me making changes rather than just building it out of the box. Okay, so anyway, thank you again. I'm going to bugger off now. Don't forget, sometime after the 20th of May 2024, there will be a live stream over on Luke's channel, Black Rifle Model Works, which I'll link down below this video, again, as I did yesterday. You can go over there, subscribe to him, and then you'll see the live stream coming up. And we're doing a group build in memory of Wendy. And so that we're not gaining subscribers out of it, it's been done on a Facebook page, a Facebook group, so you don't have to be subscribers of us or anything. And you can just join in and post pictures of your builds and everything, and then every month we'll look at it or whatever. But as I say, we're going to have a live stream, and Luke will go through what we're going to do, the rules and all this, that and the other. So I will see you very soon. Thank you for watching, and see you tomorrow for Wing Nut Wings Wednesday. Bye for now.